Healing, you get those insights that are going to be valuable to the work that you're going to do. Some of us are just going to do things like commercials that are kind of light fare. Some of us are going to read audiobooks, and you can read textbooks for a living. Not my bag, but if you want to do that, it's possible. I've got some really, amazing local colleagues that they read textbooks for good money, and there's no emotions. They don't have to go through any of like the they just go, and now you put slot A into part B, and you have yourself a Gundam. Obviously, it's just that easy. But I did want to address that you've been patiently waiting for some kind of a query from the very moment we started. So, for those of you that are just joining us, I'm Brendan. I'm a voice actor. I live here in Calgary too, and today is all about hopefully demystifying what a voice actor's life is like and what the industry is like, so that you can start to decide, how do I maybe want to touch it and pursue it, and what might be my next steps. But let's start with our friend here.
So, sorry, it's a
7-part question? No problem.
Okay.
Can you guys take notes so we can fall behind? No.
Playing Hisoka, right? You're playing Hisoka?
I'm the original VA for Hisoka, and then the 2011 dub was done by Keith Silverstein, who we all got to meet last year. For those of us that came, that was my first time meeting the US Hisoka voice. But yes.
So having to do that voice, did you have to like stay calm and like do a routine for your voice, or would you have to like whisper most of the time, or was that more just
So that was at a great part of my career where I'd been doing a lot of really gruff voices for projects like Dragon Ball and Dice and Future Card Buddy Fight, like monsters and fighters, and you can be down here and it's fun. But it's actually kind of painful after a while. Like, you have to be careful. You don't want to pinch from your throat. We know that, but still, you're flexing your whole body to do some of these fights. And so, when I got to do things like Hisoka, it was like, oh, well, if you're going to pay me the same, I might as well just do the stuff that's nice and easy. But yeah, I mean, VAs work on their voice a lot. We work on our breath control. We work on placement. We work on, what muscles we want to engage. And of course, we do the diction exercises so that all of our articulators are nicely strong for us. It's an ongoing process. It's like if you want to do a marathon, you're not just going to show up on the day and go, here's hoping. You'd be like, well, I'm going to do some things all the time so that I can be somewhat ready for that type of work. And so, yeah, we do that. There's lots of things we can go through with regards to breath and articulators and, of course, projection. And if there's anything like that you want to hone in and be very specific on, otherwise, sure, say red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, until it's easy. And then you add more colors. So red leather, yellow leather, blue leather, green leather, red leather, yellow leather, blue leather, green leather, etc., until you have the whole Roy G. Biv of leathers, and then you can make a Technicolor dream coat. But yeah, we work on our voice all the time. And again, if you're a quiet person who tends to kind of stay in their lower register, it can be hard to start getting to the point where I'm not just going to push, I'm going to use the air, the power of my body to get better at pushing sound around a space. Because even in that microphone, we might move off the microphone for big things, but we're still trying to denote a spatial dynamic that is going to be representative of the scene. So if my character's going to fight you in the back corner, I can't just be like, I can't wait to fight you, this is going to be so great. I have to make sure that there's some projection even for the microphone. I can't wait to fight you, right? And so we all figure that out. And the imagination and the instincts start to get stronger and better until the brain can calm a little bit. If you have an anxious brain, me too, the analytical part can be really frustrating, right? We're constantly judging ourselves. We're thinking about, oh, what am I supposed to do? Why am I not good? And of course, that's a part of it. And then we want to get to a point where we can go, brain, your job is to just notice if I screw up. If I make a mistake, I want to fix it in real time. But otherwise, once we get to a performance level, just hang back, right? The rest of this is going to work. The heart and the spirit and the energy of the body is going to do most of it. Please don't drop it. Great. So, does that sort of address?
Yeah.
Beauty. All right. It can be like that. You can just like go, can I talk about this? And we can. That's not a thing, is it? Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Okay, because I was like, are you bidding on a guitar? I'll get right to you in a second. Yes, guitar case.
Yes, it's a bass case.
I'm so embarrassed right now.
It doesn't have a bass in it.
But like a bass guitar?
Yeah, bass.
So I'm in the realm?
Yeah, you're in the realm.
Did you just want to show me the case? I thought you were lifting it up
No,
like
I'm just
a
gonna
don't
pick
forget to
something.
talk to me in my case. I was like, no problem. Then I can move on to my friend in the second back row.
Question for you though.
Yeah.
Ahsoka, how many seasons were you in Under 100?
All of the original 99 dub that got released on DVD, I think there was 4
Yeah.
seasons.
Yeah.
And it kind of got left on that cliffhanger with the surprise, we're still here, which is what it is. And when the 2011 version was going down to Viz in the States, I did get my agent to like kind of petition that I might be able to be considered, but they went with an all US cast and I can't produce the show. You know, I have to just wait to see if I get to be a part of things.
But you do realize I'm very grateful to meet that show. I really am. Very, very happy to have that.
Well, I was really grateful because I didn't make the show, I got to be in the show.
Which is nice.
It was really nice, and it created a lot of great conversations.
I know I'll never be the same. Shook my world so hard again. Wish I washed away my sins. He's a dead man walking, blank stare in his eyes. Should have given up on the ones I trust. Never should have been surprised when they shot him down. Cold blood to the ground.